I'm a little late, but happy May the 4th be with you, everybody. Look, I know that I talk a lot of crap on Disney Star Wars. I do. But it's for good reason. They have really hurt Star Wars, in my opinion, over the last number of years. But here's the thing, we got a show coming out in less than a month at this point. June 4th, The Acolyte is due to release. And look, this is a show that I was at one point looking forward to. This is a show that I was asking for just a few years ago. I did a video that was saying, we need Star Wars to focus on the villains. That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see them focus on the villains and do something different for once. Well, something different is what they're doing for sure. But yeah. Look, we're going to talk about a few things here today because I do think that this show is going to do some numbers. It is going to do some numbers for sure. Mainly because you will submit to the woke Star Wars agenda or else. It's basically the trailer that's kind of this new trailer that just came out on the 4th. They kind of are like, look guys, this male right here, we're going to make him submit. Just like every single male that is a Star Wars fan, we're going to make you submit. That's kind of what they're trying to do here. But I digress. This trailer it is getting ratioed. It truly is. I mean, just as a few hours ago, 58,000 likes to 83,000 likes. That's just not good. I mean, it's just like the last trailer, just like the first trailer that they released. It's not a good look. And this is happening with Disney all around. Even the Mufasa trailer got ratioed. People are getting sick and tired of what Disney is doing, whether it's Star Wars, whether it's their regular Disney stuff. I mean, they're sick of it. They truly are sick of it. But what are we going to talk about here? I mean, this trailer wasn't all that good. It really wasn't. I watched it. Some of the things that I saw from it were simply things like it still just feels flat. You know, this is a show. This is something that takes place in a galaxy far, far away. This is a show that's supposed to be galaxy spanning, and yet the show feels flat. The trailers make it feel so small and secluded. And to me, it isn't just the Acolyte that's doing this. I mean, Ahsoka, while I truly did enjoy Ahsoka, thinking back and looking back on it, I think it was the nostalgia, the little member berries have you. When it comes to Rebels, that's what got me caught up in that. But when I really think about it, the scope, the scale of Ahsoka, the scope and scale of what I'm seeing from the Acolyte, and even like the Book of Boba Fett and the Mandalorian, it feels so small. And that's disappointing. Star Wars needs to feel larger than life. It needs to feel bigger. It's in this huge galaxy. And it's not because, and I know people are going to sit there and say, oh, it's because it's always connected to Skywalker and stuff. No, that's not what it is, because the films, and I know films, bigger budget, bigger scope, bigger scale, I get that. But the first season of The Mandalorian felt large. Andor felt large. It can be done. But you sit there and you think about what they're going to do with this stuff, and it's disappointing to me how far Star Wars has fallen. It really is. But what is the Acolyte going to be about? Now, obviously people are now speculating. What are the rumors going around? And I'm going to give you a little heads up here. I am going to talk a little possible spoilers here. So turn away if you want to. Comicbookmovie.com, some intriguing new details on Sith-focused Star Wars series have been revealed. All right. What it's basically saying, this is coming from Scooper Daniel Richman, has shared some new info on this series, and he claims that both Amanda Stenberg and Manny Jacinto will play two different characters. It's said that Stenberg, who is the black woman, who's kind of the main protagonist in the show, or protagonist and antagonist it would seem, will play Force-sensitive twins, both of Sith origin. One will remain with the Sith while the other will be taken by and trained by the Jedi. The plot is then said to follow the evil sister as she becomes a Sith assassin who is tasked with taking out Carrie-Anne Moss's character, a Jedi Master. Now, let me see here if I can find it. I don't know why I didn't pull it up here. Let's see if we can find it real quick, because there was a new poster that dropped, and the poster kind of gives this away right here. So that's Amanda Stenberg. That's Amanda Stenberg. Jedi, Sith. Jedi, Sith. So there's your two little characters right there. Whether it's going to be a big twist reveal in the show or not, the poster does give it away for you right there. Whether or not that was the intention or not, that's to be seen. But there you have it. That's kind of some of the plot that they're going for here. Okay. I mean, to me, I feel like from what I've picked up on the trailers, the Squid Game guy, whatever his name is, it looks like he probably was training her and she kind of went off, and now she's popping up and he thinks that she is the one that's her being evil, and he's going to try and find her to bring her back, but then finds out that that's not really her, that she is actually still good but over somewhere else. That's probably what's going to happen, at least in the first couple episodes. Hey, whatever. That's what they're going to try and push and do. Look, on top of that, they're going to have their whole agenda pushing of having all these gay and queer characters in the show. We know that. We know that that's what they're pushing. Do we need to watch it? No. It's not going to be good. We know it's not going to be good. The problem is it's going to do numbers. It is going to do numbers. And how do we know this? Well, I'm going to jump over to Bounding Into Comics, and we're going to see some of the numbers that they pulled when it comes to Ahsoka, when it comes to Obi-Wan Kenobi. And, Nielsen numbers, this is coming from Bounding Into Comics back in September of last year. It says the Nielsen numbers reveal that the premiere for Ahsoka was worse than The Mandalorian Season 2 and Kenobi. So we know that the numbers for Ahsoka dropped compared for the first few episodes of Ahsoka compared to the Obi-Wan Kenobi and The Mandalorian. So as you see, this is minutes. So 829 million minutes in the first two episodes that premiered. 829 million minutes. I do think The Acolyte is probably going to see around that. 830 million minutes in their first day, that first weekend for those first two episodes. That's my guess. First week for those first two episodes is what I meant to say. So that first week, that's probably what it's going to see. They're going to say it's a success, and that's what they're going to push. But we know, as time goes on, because The Mandalorian had 823 million minutes, U.S. households, 1.2 million households watched the premiere of Ahsoka in its first 6 days. That's coming from Samba TV. That was Ahsoka. We're probably going to see similar numbers. And they're going to look at that as a success. They're going to push that as a success, because if they push it any other way, people are going to get upset. People are going to say, oh, look, something that is diverse, something that is LGBTQ positive, you're going to say is a failure. They're not going to do that. They're not. But, make no mistake. If it hits lower than this number, which I don't think, I think it's gonna do numbers similar to Ahsoka, give or take a few hundred million, I'm sure. But it's gonna do numbers similar. But if it does a lot less, if it hits 800 million households, 700 million households, if it does anywhere around, say, 500 million minutes watched, I mean, that it's going to be a disgrace is what it's going to be. I just have a feeling, because it's Star Wars, we haven't had anything for nearly a year at this point. Star Wars, Bad Batch, that's an animated show. the promotion hasn't been promoting, the marketing hasn't been great to this point, but it's live action Star Wars. There's lightsabers, there's Jedi. I think enough people are going to tune in to the first episode, the first week, and they're going to see what it is. That first weekend, I don't think we're going to really gauge how successful or how much of a failure this show is until, say, like the third or fourth week. But again, I don't see this show being a huge hit for them. The trailers, have been ratioed hugely. But it's interesting. It's interesting to see what is happening here. I want to know your thoughts. What do you think is going to happen here? What do you think about the little leak that came out about Amanda Stenberg playing 2 characters? I think that was already revealed, but now we know for a fact, I guess. What do you think about all this? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. With all that said, I'll talk to all of you later.